would do so. There was more to doctoring, much more to healing, she knew, than skill. The snow had nearly stopped. The snow, she thought as she watched it fall thinly, had caused the roads to be slick and treacherous. The snow had blinded some young man, caused his car to spin out of control and crash into her husband's foolish little two-seater. Her hands balled into fists. Why weren't you in the limo, old man? What were you trying to prove with that flashy red toy, always showing off, always? Her thoughts trailed away, going back in time. Her hands unclenched. Wasn't that one of the reasons she'd fallen in love with him? Wasn't that one of the reasons she'd loved and lived with him for nearly 40 years? Damn you, Daniel MacGregor, no one can tell you anything. Anna pressed her fingers to her eyes and nearly laughed. She couldn't count the number of times she'd said that to him over their lifetime together, and adored him for it. The sound of footsteps had her whirling, bracing. Then she saw Alan, her oldest son. Daniel had sworn before he had ever had a child that one of his offspring would be in the White House. Though Alan was close to making the oath reality, he was the only one of her children who took more after herself than their father. The MacGregor genes were strong. The MacGregors were strong. She let herself be folded in Alan's arms. He'll be glad you're here. Her voice was steady, but there was a woman inside her who wanted to weep and weep. But he's bound to scold you for bringing your wife out in her condition. Anna smiled at Shelby and held out a hand. Her daughter-in-law with the fiery hair and soft eyes was big with child. You should sit down. I will if you will. Without waiting for an answer, Shelby led Anna to a chair. The moment Anna sat, Kane put a cup of coffee in her hands. Thank you, she murmured, and sipped for his sake. She could smell it, strong and hot, feel it scald her tongue, but she couldn't taste it. Anna listened to the ding of the electronic pages, the quick slap of rubber-soled shoes on tiled floor. Hospitals. They were as much her home as the fortress Daniel had built for the two of them. She'd always felt comfortable in them, confident in their antiseptic halls. Now she felt helpless. Kane paced. It was his nature to do so, to prowl, to stalk. How proud she and Daniel had been of him when he'd won his first case. Alan sat beside her, quiet, intense, just as he'd always been. He was suffering. She watched Shelby slip a hand into his and was content. Her sons had chosen well. Our sons, she thought, trying to communicate with Daniel. Kane with his quietly strong-willed Diana, Alan with his free-spirited Shelby. Balance was needed in a relationship almost as much as love, as much as passion. She'd found that. Her sons had found that. And her daughter.
Rena!
Kane was across the room, holding his sister. How alike they look, Anna thought vaguely. So slim, so bold. Of all her children, Serena came closest to matching Daniel's temper and stubbornness. Now her daughter was a mother herself. Anna could feel Alan's quiet strength beside her. They're all grown. When did it happen? We've done so well, Daniel. She closed her eyes for only a moment. She could allow herself only a moment. You wouldn't dare leave me to enjoy it all alone. Dad? With one hand, Serena held on to her brother. With the other, she gripped her husband.
Still in surgery.
Kane's voice was rough with cigarettes and fear as he turned to Justin.
I'm glad you could come. Mom needs all of us.
Mama. Serena went to kneel at her mother's feet, as she always had when she needed comfort or conversation. He's going to be fine. He's stubborn and he's strong. But Anna saw the plea in her daughter's eyes. Tell me he's going to be all right. If you say so, I'll believe it. Of course he's going to be fine. She glanced up at her daughter's husband. Justin was a gambler like her Daniel. Anna touched Serena's cheek. Do you think he'd miss a reunion like this? Serena let out a shaky laugh. That's just what Justin said. She smiled, seeing that Justin already had an arm around